for the first time since the spring, for the first time since I've even started working here at Lakers Digest, we can finally say that it's game day. I'm super pumped up. I hope you guys are too. We're going to preview this weekend's games. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns coming up, including Minnesota tonight at 10:30 p.m. and the Phoenix Suns at 9:30 p.m. That's East Coast time. So 7:30 and 6:30 if you're on the West Coast. Those games this weekend, preseason games. But finally, we have something to talk about here. We're going to see some special stuff going on if J.J. Redick wants to build a special organization, a special basketball team. Welcome to Lakers Digest. My name is Hunter Pitcoff. We cover everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers. If you are not subscribed to the channel, how many more times do I have to say it, guys? I mean, actual regular season basketball is in a few weeks, October 22nd. The first game, ironically, also against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we got a bit of a sneak peek on the new look Timberwolves. No Karl-Anthony Towns. That's going to be a little weird to see. Spent his whole career there. And I guess Julius Randle, maybe we'll get a glimpse at him. But we definitely got some big news to talk about today in regards to a certain two players that are expected to be playing this weekend. And before we get into that video, and again, that's what we're talking about, the special stuff here, let's... I want to go over this little poll as well. Just give a quick pulse on how we think the season's going to go. So I put this out yesterday talking about how many games do you think the Lakers are going to win, and 41% of you guys think that about 45 to 50 wins is ideal, followed by 50 plus, 40 to 45, and then 9% of you, 30 to 39. I don't think they're going to only win, under 40 games, guys. I mean, the Lakers have been pretty consistent. They've made the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 seasons. Like, I know you fans think it is the end of the world. This team's going to be absolute garbage, guys. Bare minimum, unless there are crazy injuries that happen, they will not be absolute garbage. I can promise you that. I mean, there are way worse organizations out there. I mean, you want to be a Detroit Pistons fan? No. Let's keep it here in LA with the Lakers Digest. So, something that I found very interesting as well, and I think that this could potentially set the tone for this season, is what J.J. Redick had to say on Thursday here, which is, of course, you guys know, if you're not new to the channel, I suck with making these graphics. Like, I can't switch the graphics. For some reason, I'm so bad at it. You can roast me in the comments. Feel free. But this is what J.J. Redick had to say about his stars LeBron James, Anthony Davis playing in the first preseason games this weekend. Of course, they both were recently overseas in Paris, unless you're from Paris and not overseas, but playing for Team USA in the Olympics, bringing home the gold. But J.J. Redick actually saying this, that they're going to play this weekend, but we're still talking through what minutes and rotations look like for everybody. So that's a pretty positive sight for Laker fans. So LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they are taking this seriously. They're taking preseason seriously. That's always a debate, maybe more so with football and the NFL. How serious do you take preseason? But J.J. Redick wants to set the tone early and get these guys going immediately out there and try to build some chemistry. The good news is that no one's talking about this Lakers team. Everyone's talking about how they didn't make any moves. Well, they return the same core that they've had since, for the most part, the trade deadline back in 2022 at this point. So that's not nearly as bad, or is it 2023? Am I doing that right? Yeah, 2023 since that trade deadline. So the fact that they've had generally the same core, we really didn't get to see that too much throughout Rob Pelinka's tenure as a Lakers general manager. We really haven't seen the Lakers having the same core since, honestly, when they went to the NBA Finals in the late 2000s, 3 years in a row, and won 2 of those with those Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol teams, and when they went back-to-back in 2009 and 2010. Ever since then, we really have not seen the same core. Ever since they made the Dwight Howard and Steve Nash trades, like, that core is gone. So it's been a revolving door for the Lakers in terms of putting this roster together. So the fact that there's finally some continuity, guys, I definitely think is a big sign. So what should we ultimately expect from this weekend? Obviously, winning is nice. You want to win, but again, the wins and losses in preseason don't really matter. You want to see certain things out there. So what I personally want to see, let's start with the head coach, J.J. Redick, right? It's been all great talk. We've been talking about how players are loving the new the environment, that the vibes are high. That's what the reports have been. for the Lakers at training camp so far. But once they hit the hardwood, that might all go out the window. So can they establish and keep the vibes high during these next couple of weeks and this weekend to set that tone for the regular season to start as they are in the honeymoon phase with their new head coach, JJ Redick? And what's he going to do on the basketball court, right? He's been saying a lot of things, how he wants to use players in different ways. He wants to use Austin Reaves more on the ball. He wants to have Rui Hachimura be more of a offensive rebounder, crashing the glass from the baseline. Same with Max Christie, and him being a guy talking about Christie pressing full court, and how Dalton Knecht, the rookie, is going to be this scoring machine for them, and how Bronny James, what's his development going to be like? These are the two new Laker players this year, the two rooks on the team. They're going to get a ton of action in preseason. I'm very excited to see the development. I mean, do we see LeBron and Bronny on the court at the same time, or are they going to save that for the regular season? Because we know that they're talking about it. It's going to happen at some point, so maybe they'll save it for the regular season. I don't know, but that moment will definitely be cool to see, of course, when it happens. But that's the main things I want to see, guys, is what is that 9-man rotation that J.J. Redick's talking about? What's that going to look like right now? Now, Jared Vanderbilt is someone that should be in that rotation at some point, but is he healthy? He's coming off surgery on both of his feet. He also had the heel injury, I should say, last season. So I'm not expecting him to play this weekend, but can he at least get ramped up to play at some point in the preseason? Is he going to be ready to start the season, the regular season, on October 22nd? We don't know. So I want to see all of this kind of come together. How is JJ's system offensively, defensively? If it's a close game, how is he managing the clock? How many minutes are LeBron, Anthony Davis going to get, two vets on the team? How many minutes is a starting lineup that went 23-10 with D'Angelo Russell, Reaves, Rui Hachimura, and LeBron James and Anthony Davis? How much are they going to play together? Gabe Vincent, someone who missed over 70 games last season, a guy who was absolutely a critical part in the Miami Heat's run to the NBA Finals back in 2023. Is he going to get a lot of run here, a lot of action? And how's that knee going to look? Because he clearly looked like a shell of himself all throughout last season, even when he was back on the court. So these are a lot of questions I have, guys. I don't think they're all going to be answered this weekend. That'd be sick if they do, but probably not. But these are definitely just a few things to look forward to for the Los Angeles Lakers, which does bring us to our final point here. What do we want answered, right? By the end of the Phoenix Suns game, that game again on Sunday, 6:30 Pacific time, PM, not AM, that'd be crazy. That's not gonna happen. What do we want answered? Something I want answered is what I just alluded to. How are these players going to respond to JJ Redick, right? And who are those last few players battling for minutes in that 9-man rotation? Is it going to be Dalton Knecht? Are they going to give the rookie a shot? We know that he's a great shot maker. He clearly dominated at Tennessee. We saw him dominate in Summer League. Is it going to translate to the preseason? Now, again, you can argue, guys, it's the preseason. These stats don't count toward anything. I remember D'Angelo Russell, his first time at the Lakers, his second year preseason, I think he was like one of the leading scorers in the NBA during preseason, and then he really didn't have that humongous step forward after having a strong Summer League and a strong preseason, So, like, that was somebody who we really weren't quite sure. But even guys like Maxwell Lewis and Jalen Hood-Schifino, like, we're talking about Dalton Knecht and Bronny James, but those are the two Lakers that were drafted in the first and second rounds last year. And Jalen Hood-Schifino was the 17th pick, just like Dalton Knecht. And Maxwell Lewis was a second-round pick, just like Bronny James. So how do these guys look? Are either of them going to have a chance at getting any sort of playing time? I mean, Jalen Hood-Schifino, he's been hurt throughout the offseason. He's apparently 100% healthy now. He's been practicing, competing, been a full participant. Is he good? Cam Reddish, he was dealing with some soreness day one of training camp. Is he going to play? What's his minutes going to look like? And he might be someone that has to step up early and be in that 9-man rotation. I predicted that he actually very well might be. And he is someone who's kind of on the brink of, is he going to get minutes or not? I think him, Dalton Knecht, and Jalen Hood-Schifino are three guys that are really going to be battling it out, especially Knecht and Cam, in my opinion, on the wing for minutes on this team. So they're going to have their chance to do that this weekend. These players have something to play for. They know that J.J. Redick, if he's a man of his word, it will be a 9-man rotation. And, you don't want to be the odd man out. You don't want to be the one who does not have a chair in this 9-chair musical chairs. That's a lot of time saying chairs as I'm sitting in one. But anyways, guys, again, we want to catch up. Tonight is the first preseason game for the Los Angeles Lakers, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Do the math. If you're on the East Coast like me, that's 10:30 p.m. And then on Sunday, October 6th, it is the division rival game against the Phoenix Suns. Always exciting seeing Kevin Durant and Devin Booker out there if they play. That is at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So, guys, we're going to give you updates on the games. Now that we have basketball to talk about, it's definitely going to make me a lot more excited. It should make you a lot more excited, too. We can finally, all these assumptions and predictions that we're making, we can finally actually see if they're right, see if they're wrong, and we'll actually see it translate on the basketball court, and we'll let the tape speak for itself. That's how I always like to analyze basketball. So thank you all for watching Lakers Digest. Subscribe if you haven't, and also leave a comment too. I always love the engagement, whether it's the polls or the comments. I always love hearing your feedback, and I promise I'm always going to answer you guys. That's what we do here on Lakers Digest.